Many people have finished Hyper Light Breaker multiple times by now, but can we also finish the game in one life and without using any medkits? I cut this playthrough down from 23 minutes to under 10, but I was really just walking from A to B and not farming or collecting anything to get through the game as quickly as possible. So apart from me being a parkour master, there really wasn't anything exciting in the parts I edited out. My timer starts when I get off the platform and continues through the loading screen, so if you have a similar loadout, you could technically beat my time simply by having a better PC. The first prism is carried by an elite soldier, but I'm fighting the camera more than I'm fighting this guy. And just a quick reminder, because I almost don't do it in the video, enemies drop bright blood, so if you're having a hard time and rely on medkits, which is completely fine by the way, you should take on as many enemies as you can without taking any damage, to buy more medkits later in the run. For my second prism, I just need to do some basic platforming. Then I'm trying to work out a route that doesn't involve going from one side of the map to the other, but that didn't really happen. After perfectly executing a jump from one biome to the next, I fight another elite for the third prism. I take a lot of damage here, but it doesn't really matter because picking up a prism heals you. This of course doesn't mean that you should play carelessly. I definitely died in this game because I got overwhelmed by too many enemies, so always be careful of when and how you're giving up HP. The fourth prism is in the hands of another elite soldier who goes down pretty quickly. At this point I'll say it again, the right gear makes a night and day difference between having an easy run and having to fight for your life. I'll show my current gear at the end of the video. The next prism is located behind a sealed door. I unlocked the ability to spawn in every run with a key, but you can also find them in chests and canisters. As you can tell, I'm rather indecisive because I initially wanted to collect all the prism first before finishing the 3 bosses in one go, but even though I'm a parkour champion, I decided to finish the biome first, so I don't have to do the jump again, which means fighting the first boss. I ignored the assassin because I felt that the potential loot was not worth the likely amount of damage I would receive. I'm playing relatively careless because my crit ring allows me to heal back any red damage, but as I said before, don't make it a habit to throw bodies at the boss if you can't heal up. Here for example, I leave the battle with less than full HP, which is not ideal for a challenge. For the last prism and the next boss, we have to go all the way across the map. I made that jump by the way. The last prism is guarded by another elite soldier, and after collecting it, we are thankfully back at full HP. And just a fun little heads up, be careful when entering boss rooms, enemies can still hit you while you're loading in, that's why I'm running away right now. Just as much as I like Dro's design, I despise the way he's just jumping into my face the second I exit the loading screen, but we finish him under 60 seconds. Now, the only thing left is fighting the final boss of the early access, which is a placeholder, so it's just Dro again, and he's just jumping into my face again. This fight takes much longer, I'm not sure if he has more HP. Watching the video doesn't really seem that way, so maybe I'm just playing worse. Let's talk about a build while extracting. I'm using level 5 legendary solar bolters with a rod infusion. My 2 skills finisher missile and heavy spec aren't particular great, they're not horrible, but I'm sure they are much better options. My ranged weapon is a level 5 legendary version of the starting pistol, Soldier's Sidearm, also with a rod infusion. It drops more bright blood and deals more damage the closer I am to the enemy. Next we have a legendary light armor and a legendary caretaker shield that allows me to block one hit for 5 seconds. I prefer having a grenade in the slot, but for this challenge it was a perfect item. I already mentioned the crit ring, which was the item that allowed me to play as careless as I did, because I heal red damage back. The rest of our holobites raised crit chance, as well as my overall and blade damage. And that's it.